Hello people, today I have M.S.G set mech supply radiate fins, and that is what you see here on Gundam's back. He's got a couple of the radiator fins plugged into his backpack so that he can achieve a higher thrust or cool off in space. It's actually rather difficult to, scientifically speaking, lose heat in space. Even though everything's cold, there isn't anything moving the heat away from the radiator fins. So the more radiator fins you have, the better. So that, in theory, this should relieve some of that stress on your components. Alright, and since Sako 2 doesn't really have any options to plug these into, I will just show you about the size that you get with these things. They are decently large, and there are two variants in the set, so definitely a cool looking little set to play around with. Alright, Jinrai has plenty of places to plug into, so I opted to put a big radiator in the middle, a nice thruster up the butt, and some on his calves here. Keep it cool, keep your mech alive longer. Now he doesn't want to stand. Alright, the Alto with a couple of the thruster packs here. One on his bum, two on his legs here. Just flying away from his problems. Nice and chill. I wanted to put the big radiators on him, but I couldn't figure out a place that it would work. He does have plenty of 3mm ports, but they are kind of big, so we'll just put the thrusters. Alright, Architect with the nice thrusters on her hips here. Radiator fins on her legs and on the back of her, why is it so dark? And on her dress there. I let her borrow the Gundam's cannon, so she has something to hold on to. Not too shabby. And of course, Magical Girl, she isn't completely against technology, but just uses what she has to when she has to. So here's a couple thrusters on her skirt, just getting her going, and she is taking off a little bit. Here we have Nero, and these actually make a really good set of wings for the young man. I think he's definitely going to be taking off with those. Perfect to mount your I guess you call it stand. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Perfect spot to mount your stand, right there in the middle or on one of those thrusters. Very, very lovely set. Just paint them blue and you got them matching. Alright, last but not least, we have our Alex Gundam, and of course without any 3mm ports, he isn't going to be doing anything with these thrusters. However, these thrusters are not the only thing that come in this set. Thrusters, I say thrusters, they look like thrusters, but they're called radiators, and I don't know why I call them thrusters. But in one pack, you get 3 of these small ones, you get 3 of the larger ones, and you get a huge selection of even smaller ones without 3mm pegs, which I think was a lost opportunity because just throwing a 3mm peg on there wouldn't have cost them anything. But let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. Do you see these guys? Do you see what I am talking about? Look at these. These are beautiful, and there's just so many of them. They come in different shapes and forms. You got square, you got rectangle, you got you know, whatever shape this is. You know, you got the triangle at the back. You get a nice round one, and these are to be glued onto your model kit or cemented on or whatever you want. So you get a little square here, you got a nice rectangular shape, and they'll fit anywhere on your body of your mecha and give you a nice textured surface where normally you would have something flat. So I definitely like that they gave you these. They aren't exactly useful here, but as decoration until I figure something out that I want to put them on permanently. But with that out of the way, I would like to tell you guys that this set here only costs $8. I think it originally cost like $6, maybe $5, but it was $8 for me. I still would not hesitate to buy them again. These thrusters here, definitely worth the price just by themselves. Radiators, whatever you want to call them. They are really cool with the 3mm ports and 3mm pegs. You can put them almost anywhere on your frame arms or on your 30-minute missions or 30-minute sisters, frame arms girls, or Megami device. So they're definitely worth the while, I think. So with that said, I will give you my recommendation and say, if you can find these, go for it. They're definitely worth the price.